Mardy Simpson Fish is an American professional tennis player. He is a hardcourt specialist. He is one of several American tennis players who rose to prominence in the early 2000s. Fish has won 6 tournaments on the main ATP Tour and has reached the final of 4 Masters Series events, Cincinnati in 2003 and 2010, Indian Wells in 2008, and Montreal in 2011. His best results at Grand Slam tournaments are reaching the quarterfinals of the 2007 Australian Open, the 2008 US Open, and the 2011 Wimbledon Championships. At the 2004 Summer Olympic Games, Fish reached the final in the men's singles, losing to Nicolás Massú. In April 2011, Fish overtook compatriot Andy Roddick to become the American #1 in the ATP rankings, reaching a career-high singles ranking of world #7 in August 2011. He then played in the year-end tournament for the only time in his career. Early life: Fish is the son of a tennis-teaching professional and a housewife, Tom and Sally Fish. He was born in Edina, Minnesota. In 1984, a Minneapolis TV station ran a profile of Fish, at the age of 2, hitting tennis balls from the baseline over the net. In 1986, Fish's family moved to Vero Beach, Florida. He attended Vero Beach High School for 10th grade, then moved to Boca Prep in Boca Raton, Florida, for his junior and senior years of high school. He, Andy Roddick, and Jesse Levine all attended Boca Prep International School. During 1999, he lived with Roddick's family, and the two played on the same tennis and basketball teams. Tennis career: juniors. As a junior, Fish compiled a 58-25 singles win-loss record, reaching as high as number 14 in the world in 1999. Junior Grand Slam results: Australian Open, 2R, French Open, 3R, Wimbledon, 3R, US Open, QF, 2000 to 2005. Fish turned professional in 2000 at the age of 18. He spent his first few years as a pro playing in the Challenger and Futures circuits. He earned his first title on the ATP Tour in 2002 playing doubles in the U.S. Men's Clay Court Championships in Houston, Texas, with Andy Roddick. Fish's career improved significantly in 2003, when he won his first ATP singles title and reached the biggest final of his career in Cincinnati. His singles victory came near the end of the season, when he defeated Robin Zar-Paragraf-Delling to win the Stockholm Open in Stockholm, Sweden. In addition, he defeated 5th-seeded and former world #1 Carlos Moya at the 2003 Australian Open in the second round, 3-6, 7-6, 6-4, 4-6, 6-2. He finished the year ranked number 20 in the world. Fish played well in 2004, reaching the finals at the SAP Open in San Jose, California and in the Jerry Weber Open in Halle, Germany. At the 2004 Summer Olympics, Fish obtained a silver medal for the United States, defeating Juan Carlos Ferrero and Fernando Gonzalez to reach the final. He lost the final in 5 sets to Chilean Nicolás Massú. In 2005, Fish injured his left wrist. It eventually required 2 surgeries, and as a result, he only played 17 matches in the year. 2006, Fish was awarded a wildcard in April into the U.S. Men's Clay Championships. He won the tournament, defeating 8th-seed Juan Marcube Naco, Rainer Shah 1/4 TTLER, Vince Badia, Tommy Haas, and Jar 1/4 Gen Meltzer in the final 3-6, 6-4, 6-3. At Wimbledon, Fish signaled his return to professional status as he reached the third round, defeating fellow American Robbie Ginbry and Dutch player Mel van Gemerden. The night prior to his third-round match, he suffered from food poisoning. He could only play 1 set before retiring against Georgian Irakli Labards. 2007, Fish began 2007 by achieving his best finish at a Grand Slam. Fish reached the quarterfinals of the Australian Open, losing to his old roommate and doubles partner, Andy Roddick. Fish made waves on the first day of the tournament by knocking off Ivan Djubir, the 4th seed, and had an easy win in the third round when his opponent Wayne Arthurs retired in the opening set. Fish had few problems in his first 4 matches, but lost in straight sets to Rod Dick. As a result, he moved up by 17 places in the ATP rankings. 2008, Fish started off 2008 quite well at the Hopman Cup, an exhibition event in Perth, Australia. Partnering with Serena Williams, he won the title. Williams was ill and arrived after the start of the event, but Megan Shaughnessy filled in for the first match. Fish won against Indian Rohan Bopanna and Australian Peter Luchuk, and received a walkover from Czech Tomaso Berdych. Although Fish lost the first doubles match, he and Williams were undefeated in 2 mixed doubles matches. They qualified as undefeated for the final, where they faced top-seeded Serbians Novak Djokovic and Jelena Jankovic. Although Fish lost in singles against Djokovic, the Americans again won the mixed doubles match to win the title. Fish fell to Jarko Niemann in the 3rd round of the Australian Open after a code violation caused him to lose his composure. Fish then went on to make a quarter-final showing at the 2008 Delray Beach International Tennis Championships, before losing to longtime friend and wild-card entry Robbie Ginpree. At the Pacific Life Open in Indian Wells, California, Fish defeated world number 1 Roger Federer in the semi-finals in what Fish described as a great win, after failing to beat the Swiss player in 5 previous matches. However, Fish lost in the final to Novak Djokovic, the 3rd seed. At the French Open, Fish lost in the 2nd round to 25th-seeded Leighton Hewitt, with Fish committing 58 unforced errors, compared to Hewitt's 12. At Wimbledon, Fish lost in the 1st round to 8th-seeded Richard Gasquet. At the US Open, Fish reached the quarterfinals, before losing to Rafael Nadal. 2009. Fish won his 5th doubles title, partnering Mark Knowles of the Bahamas at the region's Morgan Keegan Championships in Memphis. The next week, ranked as the top seed, he won his 3rd singles title at the Delray Beach International Tennis Championships against first-time finalist Evgeny Korolov. In the 2009 BNP Paribas Open, Fish received a first-round bye, only to be eliminated in the 2nd round by unseeded Frenchman Ra Machadi. However, he captured his 6th doubles title and first ATP Masters Series 1000 title with partner Andy Roddick. In April, Fish played in the 2009 U.S. Men's Clay Court Championships, but was knocked out in the first round by Paragraph Renfeld of Germany. He then played in the 2009 Rome Masters, where he lost in the 2nd round to Fernando Verdasco. Fish advanced to the 3rd round in Wimbledon men's singles, where he fell to Novak Djokovic in straight sets. In doubles, he and partner James Blake advanced to the semi-finals, before losing to the defending and eventual champions Daniel Nestor and Nenad Zimunja. In July, Fish competed in the Davis Cup against Croatia, losing to Marin Araia in 5 sets. On August 30, Fish withdrew from the 2009 US Open, where he was seeded 25th, citing a rib injury. 2010, Fish began 2010 by winning the SAP Open in San Jose with doubles partner Sam Querrey. The pair defeated Benjamin Becker and Leonardo Mayer, 7-6, 7-5, in the final. With this win, Fish improves to 7-1 lifetime in ATP World Tour doubles finals. 9. On March 27, Fish knocked his 2nd-round opponent Andy Murray out at the Sony Ericsson Open in Miami, Florida in straight sets. On June 10, Fish played Andy Murray again in the 3rd round of the Queen's Tournament in London. Fish won the first set 6-4, but lost the second 6-1. However, during the 3rd set, Fish was leading 3-0. Murray then brought it back to 3-3. Fish then complained to the umpire that it was too dark, and he then walked off the court without talking to Murray. Murray stayed on the court for a few minutes after the incident and said, "He only complained because I was gaining momentum, and he wouldn't have complained when he was 3-0 up." The following day, Fish went on to win the 3rd and final set in a 6-4, 1-6, 7-6 victory. He faced Michael Elodra in the quarterfinals and Feliciano Lacubepes in the semi-finals to reach the final. He lost to compatriot Sam Querrey to finish as runner-up. At Wimbledon, He lost in the second round to Florian Mayer, 6-7, 6-3, 6-4, 6-4. After Wimbledon, he participated in the last grass court event of the year, the Hall of Fame Tennis Championships in Newport. He won his fourth title, and first on grass, over Belgian Olivier Rochus in 3 sets. As a result, his ranking jumped up to the top 50 at 49. He proceeded to win a second straight title, which was also his second of the year and first on hard courts, at the Atlanta Tennis Championships. It was the first tournament in Atlanta in over a decade, and in the semi-final and final rounds, Fish defeated Andy Roddick, who was the top seed, and John Isner, who played collegiate tennis for nearby University of Georgia. In Fish's return to the Western and Southern Financial Group Masters in Cincinnati, he advanced over former world number 6 Gilles Simon, over world number 8 Fernando Verdasco, over former world number 7 Richard Gasquet, and over world number 4 Murray to reach the semi-finals, where he defeated former world number 1 Andy Roddick, 4-6, 7-6, 6-1. He was edged by world number 2 Roger Federer, 6-7, 7-6, 6-4, in the final, but jumped into the top 25 in the world rankings. 2011, Fish opened his season at the 2011 Brisbane International, falling in the second round to Stepanek, 3-6, 1-6. Fish then fell in the second round to Tommy Robredo, 6-1, 3-6, 3-6, 3-6, at the 2011 Australian Open. He made the semi-finals at his next 2 tournaments. 2011 Delray Beach International Tennis Championships, losing to resurging, eventual champion Juan Martín del Potro, and at the 2011 Regions Morgan Keegan Championships losing to fast-rising Canadian youngster Milos Raonic in 3 sets. After a first-round bye in the 2011 BNP Paribas Open, he fell in the second round again to Milos Raonic, 5-7, 4-6. At the 2011 Sony Ericsson Open, Fish found some rich vein of form, collecting wins over Julian Benneteau, Richard Gasquet, and notably reached the quarterfinals by winning against Juan Martín del Potro, 7-5, 7-6, who only a few weeks earlier had defeated Fish in Delray Beach. By defeating del Potro and reaching the quarterfinals in Miami, Mardy Fish overtook Andy Roddick as the highest-ranked American player on the tour. Fish's campaign continued, as he upset ATP world number 6 David Ferrer, 7-5, 6-2, before falling to world number 2 Novak Djokovic in the semi-finals of the Sony Ericsson Open. He entered the top 10 for the first time on April 18, despite not playing, because Fernando Verdasco did not defend his Monte Carlo points. Fish reached the third round of the 2011 French Open, his best result at the tournament so far. He was beaten by Gilles Simon, 3-6, 4-6, 2-6. Fish reached the quarterfinals at Wimbledon for the first time, after beating the 2010 finalist Tomaso Berdych in straight sets. He lost to world number 1 Rafael Nadal, 6-3, 6-3, 5-7, 6-4. At the 2011 Farmers Classic on July 31, 2011, Fish faced Ernest Gulbis for the title, having defeated fellow American teenager Ryan Harrison in the semi-finals. He finished runner-up to Gulbis, 7-5, 4-6, 4-6. This dropped him to a 6-13 mark in ATP World Tour Finals. The following week, he withdrew from Washington, D.C., citing a heel injury sustained during the Farmers Classic final. In August at the 2011 Rogers Cup, Fish reached his 4th Masters Series final, defeating Feliciano Lacubde-Pez, Ernest Gulbis, Stanislas Wawrinka, and Janko Tipsarevic, 6-3, 6-4, in the semi-final. In the final, Fish faced world number 1 Novak Djokovic, who was looking to extend his season record to 53-1. He lost to Djokovic, 2-6, 6-3, 4-6, in the final, saving 3 match points to come up from €0-40 in the final game. Fish rose to a career-high ranking of number 7. Fish continued his impressive run on the American hard courts with a comfortable 6-0, 6-2 victory in the second round of the 2011 Western and Southern Open against former world No. 4 Nicolás Davydenko. In the quarterfinal, he defeated Rafael Nadal, 6-3, 6-4. This was Fish's first win against Nadal. He faced world number 4 Andy Murray in the semi-final. Fish lost 3-6, 6-7, after a thrilling second-set tiebreak. In the 2011 US Open, he advanced to the fourth round by beating German Tobias Kamk and qualifier Melk Jaziri in straight sets in the first 2 rounds, and South African Kevin Anderson in straight sets with 2 tiebreakers in the third round. Fish was subsequently eliminated in the fourth round of the tournament by world number 11 Jo-Wilfried Tsonga. He reached the semi-finals in Tokyo in October, defeating Ryan Harrison, Ernest Skulbys, and Bernard Tomic, before falling to Rafael Nadal. He played for the first time in the Barclays ATP World Tour Finals, but was eliminated in the round-robin stage. 2012, Fish went down in the second round of the 2012 Australian Open to Colombian Alejandro Fuller. He made it to the third round of Indian Wells, before being defeated by Australian Matthew Bden. He reached the quarterfinals in Miami, but was defeated by Juan Marcubnako, 1-6, 3-6. Citing fatigue, he did not play any of the European clay court season and withdrew from the 2012 French Open. What he did not tell the media until later is that immediately after his last match in Miami, he was taken to the hospital with severe cardiac arrhythmia. On May 23, he underwent a cardiac catheter ablation in Los Angeles to correct faulty electrical connections in his heart, in which those spots were cauterized in order to prevent short-circuiting. He later stated that his condition had made it hard for him to sleep, and his heart felt like it was going to burst out of his chest. His condition was also very difficult mentally and emotionally, with periods when he could not stand to be alone. Fish's first tournament back was the 2012 Wimbledon Championships, where he was seeded 10th. His run at Wimbledon was cut short when he lost to 5th seed Jo-Wilfried Tsonga in the fourth round in 4 sets. Fish did not compete in the 2012 Summer Olympics. He instead played at the City Open in Washington, D.C., where he was the top seed and reached the semi-finals. In the 2012 US Open, Fish was the 23rd seed. He defeated Go Sinadar, Nicolás Davydenko, and Gilles Simon before withdrawing for health reasons before his fourth-round match with top seed Roger Federer. Fish did not play on tour for the rest of the season and announced before the end of the year that he would not play in the Australian Open. 2013, Mardy's first tournament of the season was Indian Wells in March. He received a bye to the second round and defeated qualifier Bobby Reynolds in 3 sets. He lost in the third round against Jo-Wilfried Tsonga. Fish did not play an ATP match again until Atlanta in July. In his first tournament back, he lost in the first round to Michael Russell in a hard-fought match. In Washington, D.C. the following week, he won his first match against Matthew Bden, before being downed by Julian Benneteau. He also played doubles in this event, teaming with Raid Kangstrom-Tepanek and making it to the final, where he again lost to Benneteau, teamed with Nenad Zimunja. After winning his first-round match in Winston-Salem, he retired in the third set against Jarko Niemann, citing heat stroke. The next day, he announced that he would not be playing the US Open. He has not played on tour since, due to an anxiety disorder. Equipment and playing style. Fish endorsed the Wilson BLX 6195 18x20 racket with a hybrid of Wilson Natural Gut and Luxilin Alup power strings. His grip of choice was Wilson Pro Overgrip. He wore K-Swiss apparel and shoes. His biggest weapons were his strong serve and reliable backhand, and he often won points at net with adept volleying. His most reliable shot was his two-handed backhand, which he could flatten out effectively to end points. His forehand was more inconsistent, though it improved toward the end of his career. In 2010, he dropped over 30 pounds, from 203 to 170. This enabled Fish to become much fitter, faster and maintain longer rallies. Personal life: Fish married Stacey Gardner, a California attorney and briefcase model on NBC's Deal or No Deal, in a Jewish wedding ceremony in September 2008. Fish's friend and fellow tennis player James Blake served as groomsman. He is also good friends with Andy Roddick and Bob and Mike Bryan. He has a group of fans called the Fishheads, who travel with him and cheer him on during matches. He is a fan of the Minnesota Vikings. He also supports English Premier League side Everton. Significant finals: Olympic Games, singles, 1, Masters 1000 finals, singles, 4, doubles, 2, ATP Career Finals, singles, 20, doubles, 11, singles performance timeline, key, 1 tournament. Or reached final. Semi-final. Quarter-final. Round 4, 3, 2, 1. Competed at a round-robin stage. Lost in qualification round. Absent from tournament event. Played in a Davis Cup zonal group or playoff. Won a bronze, silver or gold medal at the Olympics. A downgraded Masters Series/1000 tournament. Or a tournament that was not held in a given year. To avoid confusion and double counting, these charts are updated either at the conclusion of a tournament, or when the player's participation in the tournament has ended. Current through the 2013 BNP Paribas Open. Doubles performance timeline, current through the 2012 ATP World Tour Finals. References. Further reading: Mardy Fish at the Association of Tennis Professionals, retrieved September 1, 2006. External links: official website, Mardy Fish at the Association of Tennis Professionals, Mardy Fish at the International Tennis Federation, Mardy Fish at the Davis Cup, Mardy Fish profile and stats.